Now we're going to expand and take a look at that bigger picture. Matt Lloyd, Chief Investment Strategist, Advisors Asset Management with us. Great to see you, Matt.
Thanks, Nicole.
So what are your thoughts on this earnings season so far?
Supply is off there. So I think because of that and the fact that people have been cash hoarding with over $3 trillion in money market funds, $12.8 trillion in total deposits in the households, what you're seeing is this doomsday prepping is kind of baselined and stopped a little bit of what we would normally see based off lower year-over-year earnings.
How do you describe your market outlook?
I hate to say it, but it's cautiously optimistic, but the regulation or the financials are also lending money and they're not kind of constraining some of the lending facilities.
You mentioned two sectors that you thought had some promise for the next 6 months or 12 months. What were those? What are your thoughts about this broadening out?
I think it's been priced in. So I think, there's a lot more negative priced into Europe. I don't think it turns on a dime, but when you think a better risk reward.
All right, Matt Lloyd, Chief Investment Strategist, Advisors Asset Management. Great to see you. Thanks for being on with us. I appreciate it. Coming up, Apple last reported $245 billion of cash on hand in the first quarter.
Because to get it much further from here is going to take a new story.
Yeah, it's interesting. So Apple, we talk about Apple and everybody somehow has Apple in their portfolio because they may own an index or a technology index, and somehow they have Apple. But now you're talking about a potential being what's interesting about Apple, and this is something we were discussing before the show.
But beyond that, they have to look towards some innovation.
What do you think about Lyft, since we mentioned Lyft?
Yeah, well, Lyft.
59 and change.
Yeah, so Lyft's an interesting story. I mean, I think, when you look at a company like Lyft, a company like Uber, we tell investors is you need to ask yourself, thinking out, this is a story stock, right? You're not going to buy it at a discounted valuation.
Right.
Do you see the world becoming more of a ride-sharing type of community, more of a sharing world? It's up 39%. I've never been in the stock. I've continually talked it down, and I've continually been wrong.
Right.
But I just think the barriers to entry are so low.
So that's a good way to spread out the portfolio.
Yeah.
All right. Robert Luna, CEO and Chief Investment Strategist at Investment Strategist at SureVest Wealth Management.